Arcjec, Answer Troll. Windless Artificer began trolling Animated Humorist.
Hey.
Animated Humorist isn't here. He isn't. He's gone, and it says to not bother him right by his name. The red dot whatchamacallit. You know the one. Of course you do. And you message him anyways. What is wrong with you?
Man, I know you're there. You, literally never go anywhere. At all. Ever. Psst. Psst. Gonna run out of breath. Psst, you. Psst. There I go. Come on, I got a real important question for you. You can't just do me like this.
I'm pretty sure I not only can do that to you, but pretty much almost always do that to you.
Oh good, there you are. I was starting to get as sad as you normally sound. Woof.
I think my text will continue to speak for itself here. Do me a favor and imagine an absurdly dragged out and coarse voice for the situation. That voice will be me.
Alright.
Now imagine that same voice over my words, and then imagine as soon as you're done with that the same rasp is much less streamlined, and that my stress center is about a hearty throb away from blowing off into your general direction, and promptly thwopping your face with a load of general common sense, as this sentence runs through your blank canvas of mind with this next sentence. Leave me alone. I'm about to die, and I don't want my final memories to be of your short-spoken minimalist lung detritus.
Okay, but what about my important question? Because it's pretty important.
It falls in line with short-spoken minimalist lung detritus. Maybe with a little more phlegm and a rugged cough to go with it. Who knows? With you, there are infinite possibilities. But just to say, there are sparingly few, and you're as one-dimensional as they come. Take a lesson in character before we decide to say something that's supposedly important to the big things you're playing up.
Yeah, alright, Drama Squirt. That's great and all. But Arcjec, listen.
What?
Listen.
What?
Listen.
What?
Me and UK need an extra player in our game. You should play with us.
That wasn't a question. That was a statement. Also, what game?
Anthropore Municipality. What other game would I be talking about?
That polygonal mess of... okay, here's the thing. I'm not going to join you, and also, I don't care about you wasting your time, because I'm placing my time and my worries into my life and how it is about to get tragically cut short. By the way, the only, and I mean only reason I even thought to give you anywhere near this long of a response, instead of a curt howdy fuck off, is because I need someone to bear witness of this.
Oh, are you serious?
I would say I'm dead serious, but I'd be way too right for my own good.
I thought you were just being your usual over-the-top self. The typical pain and suffering, you know? But if you're actually totally honestly serious, you should tell me what's going on. I might live in the dark, but that doesn't mean I like being left in it. Woof.
I don't even know. There was a foreboding Deathcloak figure who threw a sediment nugget at my window, and I saw them for the span of a nanoblink before they were gone. I was trying to be professional and hide under my desk until you decided to be the obtuse disturber that you are. Part of my splattered life pigment is going to be on your hands now, and I swear, if they're adhesive coated, that's going to become acidic.
Well, if I don't hear from you again soon, I'll go ahead and assume you're dead, but I'll be sure to come by and collect your body if it's still there. Make something nice out of it? No guarantees, though. If whoever's chasing you wants something to do with your corpse, I can't really help you.
Perfect. That's the most perfect thing you've ever said to me. Do me a favor, though. I know for a fact that it's not P.O., but if I do disappear into obscurity, tell her that the mutilation fairy finally granted her long-awaited wish. But I'm leaving you now regardless.
Sure, but one more thing, real fast. Do you have any glue?
No, and if he knocked off the rolling around in it, then he might get to keep some handy.
Animated Humorist gave up trolling Windless Artificer.
Damn.
Arcjec, check the window again, just to be sure. This is going against your better instincts, but the curiosity is simply maddening. Balling up under your desk won't be satisfying if there are no threatening ends to your hiding means. Still, the Plinkster couldn't just disappear like that. Right? There is nothing there. No, that isn't right. Disappearing like they did isn't feasible. It doesn't work that way. Where are you? Come out wherever you are. Ollie get in plain sight. You don't care if they're here with the intent on maiming or rocky assassination attempts anymore. You just want to know what is going on. You just want... to... No! Why? Take this kiss upon the brow, and, in parting from you now, thus much let me avow, you are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away, in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. Does it matter? The world turns, slow yet infinite. Time runs along in tandem, though it never seems to bring anything concrete with its consistent aging process. Day by day, night by night, moments begin to replay and blur in your mind. Banshees wail in the distance, expressing their distress at the ill-intent midnight drags with its inevitable presence. Black and white moons illuminate the torment seared into their hearts and minds. Fate seems to linger, regardless of significance or happenstance. Life wasn't always like this, but part of you wishes that it was. The burden would be much easier to bear. Another part of you begs on hand and knee for the old life you once knew, the one you constantly feel still exists. You're not sure if you yearn for it because you want to relive the moments you've lost, or if you just want casualty to stop breathing down your neck. Wishes don't solve problems, and wanting them only makes the dilemma more prevalent. Change seldom comes to you. Perhaps this will be an evening when you finally gather the motivation to take a step forward and find the adjustments you've been looking for. A lone thought sticks in your mind in spite of this, with regards to the concept of your life and the monotony it shares with the world surrounding you. You have a feeling that that change is never going to come. Arcjec, Wallow. You aren't getting up anytime soon. Not after that. Perhaps it's best we move along. Be the blue guy. You start to be the blue guy. Stop being the blue guy. You stop being the blue guy just soon enough to become this purple girl. Bailing out isn't an option. You've already impeded on this troll's parade ground, and now you're stuck here more than you would be if you were placed in a 1,000-sweep chokehold. Just bring it, you chuckle fucker. Enter name. Enter name? That's one real fucking gag you've got going. You must have a very active imagination. Better knock that off before you're Nelson so fully you don't know if your body is contorted into salted twisty bread, or if your limbs have always been this unattached. Your name is Taz. Just Taz. Of course, according to social convention, you have a longer and more appropriate name. You don't use it for the very justified reason of, it fucking sucks. Nicknames are rather common on this planet, given that the accouchement golems root you into the denomination loge to piece together a proper call before you even have fully developed motor skills. So of course, some of the designations are going to be unintelligible and meaningless. Your religious allegiances lie within that of the Mertha Maniacs, a specific breed of jester-esque personas that wishes to promote the ideology of righteous judgment against lethal fallacies of corruption running wild in the system. This is a fancy way of promoting the perverse nature of choreographed infighting grudge matches to decide who truly deserves a spot at the top of the ladder with the Rod Brothers. It also keeps the personal intents of grievance slaughtering away from the public. Everybody's got a price. You haven't made a persona of your own yet, and you don't intend to, as you feel it's a pretty idiotic move. You're not going to sacrifice your personality for a goofy chant and tight spandex, even if you admire those who do. But despite this, you have a rather well-established role in the Creed due to your intimidation chuckle-voodoo that is almost always active. You also have an ever-increasing amount of rustic torture weaponry that you've won as trophies, and you spend a significant amount of time attempting to figure out how they function in combat. You keep a rather unsteady relationship with the majority of the group you're stuck in, with the exception of the one and only person who can somehow magically pacify you and your seething disposition. Your troll tech is pernicious overkill, and you speak in a manner that is way too abrasive for its own good. What will you do? Taz, pet the rock. Can't you see he's sleeping? You can't just do something like that to the brains of your tag team duo. Even if you don't have a problem with disturbing anybody else, the Rock is special. He's been with you as long as you can remember, and you'll always treat him with respect. Taz, admire poster of Troll Hulk Hogan. The man himself. Starting from the bottom, Terrence Palaia was tossed into a Resent Grade Torture Fort Key match, After a disagreement with his hero, the champion of the Ruthless Expeditionary Knockout Tournament, over the worthwhile nature of his facial hair. After being forced to choose his weapon, it was several hours before he was able to murder his powerful assailant and take the key from his neck to leave. And all this without using his follower Chuckle Voodoo. It was a display unseen before the point in time, and it has never been replicated by another persona since. After being baptized in the blood of his former high-brother, he gave himself the name of Hulk Hogan, and sought out to meet his makers personally through the creation of his own federation group known only as the ICP. This story is common knowledge. You know it, and everybody else knows it, because the Hulkster goes on about the Hulkmania he's created every night on his talk show. You can even hear it blaring from downstairs. Since watching it is actually mandatory, the guy has single-handedly overtaken the faith on ego and blind devotion alone. Even after his scandal of helping the zealots of a rival faith usher in a wave of demons from the horrorcore dimension. As much as you admire him and his tenacity, one day you just might have to kill him for all this. Taz, examine weapon cabinet. This is where you keep all of your choices for taking down opponents. These tools of bodily destruction include, but are not limited to, 1 longball mace, which happens to be your favorite, 1 mouth gasher, 1 pair of skin-pierce handcuffs, 1 row of needlepoint gags, 1 torture fork belt, sans the actual torture fork, 1 palm decimator, and the most potent, 1 ferocity weaver. All of this and more in one easy-to-reach compartment. You make it even easier by breaking the glass with your fist instead of opening the door. Taz, use Ferocity Weaver. You got a little out of hand with the Ferocity Weaver. Taz, check damage. This isn't the first time this has happened. You have a rather nasty habit of making the same mistakes over and over again without remorse. It's kind of your thing. It appears someone from the fodder is trying to message you. Weren't you set on incognizable? Oh well. It's not like the system has ever managed to function properly in the first place. You're supposed to not receive messages at all. But knowing who's talking, he probably found some manner of bypassing those settings if they didn't already fail. This guy's one of the better ones. You like him. Taz, answer troll. Unclassed Kahuna began trolling Pernicious Overkill.
Hey, what's poppin', Clown Bounce? Best get yourself tightened up and your jigglers packed the fuck in, cause shit boy, do I got the light to ignite one hell of a fire inside your brain matter. Ready to start going off when you start getting down?
Do you really think that it's acceptable to just message me whenever you want? I think that I very clearly had my program on its specific settings exactly so that you could not do that. And yet you still do. You're lucky I was actually here to even see this. I happen to be just about to get into something more important. I wouldn't have been able to get back to you for a while. Then what would you have done with yourself?
Alright, so you're done now.
What? No, I'm not done. Why don't you fucking wait when you can clearly see that I'm not done? You interrupted me when I did not want to be and was not expecting to be disturbed. So you're going to have to deal with the consequences.
Okay, so you're done now, and I'm just gonna keep talking, because it's my turn.
Fucking alright, I guess.
So I finally completed my life's work here. Sweeps and sweeps of decoding and uncrypting and searching for funny-looking rocks gave me some goddamn reassurance that this actually was a big league choice of action. Also, no offense to the rocks, by the way. Tell a little man what it is for me.
Okay.
Lmao, lil ruffle. Nah, see, you still ain't getting the grand scope of all the pictures I'm tossing your direction. Looks like I'm just slamming pics and rubbing them all over and smearing my good name so you can get the pics. But you is just standing there all cold-faced and big-breasted. Gotta let me work here, bitch Carney.
The picture that I'd like to see is the one that shows me what the actual shit you're talking about?
Talking up the fact that I put the pieces of the rigorous underground hell machine together, and I got clued into the matrix of eye-openers through. Well, let's just call my man here an informant. Knew him from way back when. Sourced me into my being, pretty much. And now he's sourced me one more time for good measure, but he said this was my last tip-off. Hint was that this place was rotten, and he said it in a narratorly tone of serious business, so he ain't playing any games. But we are.
We? Every single thing that you're saying still just sounds like a bunch of pointless claptrap, which I don't want to hear. I don't really think that I care anyways. But I'll give you, one more go at properly explaining why you're trying so hard to sell me on this.
Got all this figured out, and I need you to pair up with high fructose for this, cause to be honest, you is getting dragged in whether you in or you out.
You better not be talking about who I think you're talking about.
Damn straight I'm talking about the Arc, man. Please do me a solid rep and get over yourself so we can get these balls moving fast, cause soon we are on the clock.
No. Never. Not going to happen.
Pernicious Overkill gave up trolling unclassed Kahuna.